I thought we competed hard. And the biggest takeaway from the weekend is I think we learned a lot about where we are as a team, who's ready, who's not, certain things. Sometimes practice is very important, but sometimes you learn some things in a game that you don't necessarily learn in a practice or a scrimmage. And I feel good about kind of knowing where we're at right now, in terms of what our rotation needs to look like, where the ball needs to go, our shot selection as a whole, who needs to get better individually, defensively. So I guess just knowledge of the game, of our team. It's awesome, and Marcus is as pure of a scorer as we have on this team, and he's going to score a lot of points in his career at Michigan Tech. I think he learned quite a bit. I think he wasn't as efficient as he needed to be on Saturday, and then Sunday he probably swung a little bit the other way early in the game and wasn't aggressive enough, and obviously he was phenomenal offensively down the stretch. And he still has some learning to do defensively. I think he was disappointed in a couple stretches of the game Sunday on that side of the ball. So he's a heck of a player, and he's learning as well. It's huge. I mean, last year we would have folded in both of those games, and there would have been big separation. Both of those teams are veteran teams. They had a lot of older guys. They've been together longer. We need to learn and grow from that. A big takeaway, they were high-scoring games, and it was good for us to see that we can score a lot of points, but we need to learn to grind a little bit. I mean, our shot selection wasn't where it needed to be yet. It wasn't that they were selfish or necessarily even the worst shots on earth, but a lot of times they were quick, and we could have made them defend longer and got the same shot, if not a better shot later in the shot clock. And I think that's something that would be beneficial to Michigan Tech, the way we play. But as a whole, just getting that experience, and it feels like we should be older because so many guys played so much, but we, in the grand scheme of things, we're still really young. There was a lot of freshmen and sophomores on the court for a lot of minutes, and it'll help us in the big picture. Absolutely, and it's something we've talked about since the very first meeting is consistency, and it's a little bit of a struggle finding the rotation that we're looking for as well. Older guys, if you're in year 3, 4, 5 in the program, what you're doing out there is, I'm kind of taking that as what you are and what you're showing us. And some of the redshirt freshmen, I mean, this is the first time they've had live action in a year and a half. You got to expect some of the inconsistency. But as a group, we have a lot of players that are still a little bit more up and down than what you're looking for, and that's why we're giving a lot of guys chances and showing us who's going to be consistent and who we can trust. If we knew that was our team, I think I'd feel pretty comfortable in knowing a lot, but when you have a player as dynamic as Dan out of the lineup, when he comes back in, it's changing the way we play. He's a different player, and our ceiling is being able to play and score the way we did this weekend, but also have Dan's intangibles and the dynamic plays he makes. And there's going to be a growing process with reintegrating him into the lineup when he comes back from injury, because he makes other players' jobs different too. Some guys are going to struggle more without him in there, and some guys are better with him on the court. And it's a shift, so it's going to be a process, and that's a little bit what non-conference is for, and we'll learn a lot with these 4 games in 8 days coming up. Hopefully we get Dan for all, if not some of these games, and then we need to know after that, because then the conference games start. So excited to get home, and I know a lot of the students will be going home, and there'll be a lot of guys in the woods hunting, but at the same time, it's always fun playing here, and our fans are great, and hopefully we get a good showing. It's a big-time team. UMSL's was in the Elite Eight last year. It'll be a heck of a test for us. We're going into these obviously trying to win and compete and do everything, and if we use it the right way, regardless of the results, it's going to be a positive. But if they don't go our way, then it's a character check again. I mean, if we keep fighting and learn from it, it'll be phenomenal, win or lose. and that's our job as coaches to make sure we go the right way after these games. But I mean, that's always your test. I mean, the record could look iffy after that. We're not planning on it looking iffy, but if you keep getting better and learn from it, playing the best is always a positive.